Welcome YouTube to my brand new piece of gear. This weekend, I was able to pick up this amazing new controller, which is right now just absolutely blowing my mind because I've needed something like this for a very, very long time. Now, if you haven't been following me and you have no idea what this is the M Audio Code 49. So it's a 49 key, semi-weighted with aftertouch keyboard. I'm pretty sure the aftertouch is assignable. I'm not 100% sure on that, but pretty sure you can. And it's just, as of right now, the best keyboard I've had the pleasure to own. It's just the reaction on it and the way it feels, it's just great. And now, as of right now, I've barely scratched the surface on it. I've got a general good grasp of what's going on and how to use it, but I haven't fully assigned it to what I want it to do. It seems pretty straightforward in that sense. I'm starting to go through it, learn every aspect of it, and I'm pretty happy with the purchase so far. So I figured I'd share with you kind of my first impressions on owning it for a night and being able to sit down on it for just a little while. Now, the first thing I'm going to speak about quickly is the pad. So I'm not really a finger drummer, so I don't think I'm going to use it for that. I don't have any drum samples load up on it right now. I'm probably going to use it for triggering weird sounds and transition sounds and samples and things like that. They feel great and they respond great, and the velocity on them is great. So I feel like if I was a finger drummer and I could go off on those things, that they'd be able to keep up with me. And they feel really nice. And you can change the colors on them too, which is pretty cool, because for me, I might use the color scheme to kind of represent what they're doing and kind of have colors in my mind for different processes. Maybe the yellows can be the mutes, and then blues might be samples, and for so on. So I can have an idea of what's going on in the pad before I even hit it. Above the pads, we see the normal mod wheel and pitch shift, which awesome to have. A great thing to have on a keyboard. And next to it, if we go over to the right, what I think is great is the screen about this thing. It is so easy to read no matter what angle you're at. I feel like even in a live environment, it would be really easy to read no matter what atmosphere you were in, which is really cool. I really like how clear it is. Apparently, I need to put a firmware upgrade on this, so I guess the screen changes a little bit, because somebody told me that the way my screen looks means I need to update my software. So, but as of right now, I love the way it looks. And below it is your control console and everything you need to really kind of navigate through the keyboard, besides your advanced settings, which are down here above your keys. And over to that, you have your sliders, which are great. They feel amazing. They can respond to MIDI as they're set right now. When they're in green mode, they can be set for Mackie mixer mode, which apparently if you have a Mackie mixer, you can use it for panning and stuff like that. And then they have an HID mode, which I've never had. I'm not 100% sure of what it is. From what I've gathered from a little bit what I read in the manual, I think you can actually control computer parameters via the keyboard, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But so you have the MIDI, the Mackie mode, and HID mode. So that's pretty cool. You have those, and you have that for the encoders, the knobs too. You have those 3 different modes, and you have that mode also, the mode selection for your pad over here. So that's pretty interesting. Again, these are fully assignable knobs and sliders. The cool thing about the encoders is you can decide how the ratio turns on the knob. So you can have it turn really slow for really fine results, or you can have it turn really fast for sweeping sounds that you want to sweep through a entire range of a sound. So it kind of gives you control of how much you have customization over your knobs and stuff like that, which is cool. I like that little addition that they threw in there. I haven't fully gone into every option. I think there's about 8 different settings that you can have. They call it curve. You can set your curve setting that'll depend on how the knob reacts for when you turn it. There's about 8 different settings, so you can really customize it to how you want it at the time, which is pretty interesting. Let's just say that this thing comes with 16 presets, so you can set all this stuff to however you want, save it towards a preset, pop it over to another, and do that again 16 times, which is pretty impressive. You can pretty much, do a live set on this thing, so that's great. I like the idea of being able to have all that functionality at the call of a button and swap over to a completely different track and a completely different feel and have all the control of that track be switched on the fly. So that's pretty cool to have that idea and be able to do that 16 times over. To the right of it is almost like a chaos pad-ish type XY pad. This is fully assignable too. Your X and your Y is assignable, which is really cool. I haven't really done that yet, but it must be really fun with effects and stuff like that. I know the Ableton effects box kind of has an XY pad to begin with on the screen, so it's going to be really nice to use this with Ableton, because I'm going to literally be able to assign the same things that are in the effects box in Ableton and move what's on my screen just by touching this box, and it'll correspond 100% with what I'm doing on the hardware, which that'll be really cool to be able to control my effects and stuff like that just by touching that little XY pad, which is my plan. I haven't tested that yet, but it seems feasible to me. Beyond that is below it is this amazing 49 bed keyboard. It's semi-weighted again with aftertouch. It's the best keyboard I've had the luxury to own. Like I said before, it's just feels amazing to play. On all sounds, it feels great. Even more when you're playing kind of more traditional piano-ish type sounds, because it gives that more weight to it, and it's just a really amazing piece of machinery for sure. Now you're right now going to be listening to the ImpOSCar VST, which is laid out across the whole entire key in 1 octave, so it's just like playing a normal keyboard right now, nothing special. And here we go. I know you can't tell how that felt, but it feels really amazing just to play that compared to my microKORG that I had before, or even my Alesis QX49 that I had before. That just feels really, really nice to play that. The cool thing about this is on top of being able to just play one sound on a set of keys like that, is I can actually stack up to 4 zones on this keyboard. So I can have 4 sets of sounds laid across the keys any way I want, each assigned a separate MIDI channel if I wish. I can have them away from each other. I can have them stacked. So I can really lay a bunch of VSTs or hardware up to 4 synths at once playing from this set of keys, which gives me a lot of control over my little boutiques and Volcas and microKORG and microBrute, and then my VSTs. I can tie it all together, all from this one keyboard, and be controlling 4 things at a time from this set of keys, which is awesome. And then on top of that, I have the pads going in the whole 9 yards. So it's hopefully going to be able to tie everything together, kind of like the rug in Dude's room. It just tied it all together. That's what this idea was when this piece is. It's going to tie the room together and bring everything and make it correspond and work together. So that's the goal when I bought this thing. Being able to stack parts is really easy. That's what I love. You have a little zone mode up there that if you just hold down your button for a second, it starts to blink. Now you're in zone edit, and you can start to edit different functions of your zone to have different functionality on the keyboard and split it up. Yeah, I'll set those settings right now. Awesome. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That's a general layout of my overview of just owning the keyboard for just a day or two. I love it so far. At the end, it was actually the Nexus 2 and the ImpOSCar that were split up across the keyboard. I used VST only because it was very easy for the video, but I'm going to be able to do hardware and everything else split across that keyboard. So it's going to open huge doors for my music. I'm super amped. Well, thank you guys for watching. Many more videos coming. When it comes to jams, tutorials, the whole 9 yards. If you found this interesting or find anything about synthesizers or electronic music, you should subscribe to my channel. The subscription link is down there somewhere, and I'm always posting new videos, and I'm going to be amping up my video releasing as a lot more because I've kind of toned off the last couple months. I'm sorry about that. I've described why many times, but I'm going full bore now. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, YouTube, have a great day.